Dr. Demento, Dr. Demento, Dr. Demento.
Hello, everybody, wherever you may be, from coast to coast and sea to shot and sea. Welcome back to The Real Show. From around the world, this is Ham Radio Live.
Star trekking across the universe.
On the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
Star trekking across the universe.
Slowly going forward 'cause we can't find reverse.
Lieutenant report.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, Jim.
Analysis. Mr. Spock.
It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, Jim.
Star trekking across the universe.
On the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
Star trekking across the universe.
Slowly going forward, still can't find reverse.
A novelty record typically top 5 on Dr. Demento. Playing it for Ray Novak at ICOM. Enjoy.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, Jim.
Starship Captain James T. Kirk.
Ah, we come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. We come in peace, shoot to kill, men.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
Well, it's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Scrape them off, Jim.
Star trekking across the universe.
On the Starship Enterprise under Captain Kirk.
Star trekking across the universe.
Slowly going forward and things are getting worse.
Engine room. Mr. Scott.
You cannot change the laws of physics. Laws of physics. Laws of physics. You cannot change the laws of physics. Laws of physics, Jim.
Ah, we come in peace, shoot to kill, shoot to kill, shoot to kill. We come in peace, shoot to kill. Scotty, beam me up.
It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. It's worse than that. He's dead, Jim. Dead, Jim. Dead.
Well, it's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, not as we know it. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it, not as we know it, Captain.
There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, starboard bow. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow.
You cannot change the script, Jim. I'll see you, Jimmy.
It's worse than that. It's physics, Jim.
Bridge to engine room, warp factor 9.
Oh, if I give it any more, she'll blow, Captain.
On the Starship Enterprise under Captain
A song called Star Trekkin' Across the Universe. It's actually called Star Trekkin', done by a group called The Firm. All right, gang, hang on a second. We're going somewhere real crazy now.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Hello, everybody. You know, I typically don't take 3 cuts. That one did, because there was so many technical elements to juggle at the same time, so it worked. So, doggone, I'm just grateful it all worked out and that it worked, period. So there you go. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the show. It's good to see you. My name's Larry. If you've never been here before, this is Ham Radio Live. It's a talk show about radio for people who love radio, and we're honored you're here. The whole purpose of why I do this here thing, if I can speak, even better when it works when I speak. Contact someone like the American Radio Relay League. They'll help you get your ham license. That's the main thing, all right? And now's the time to do it. We're going to talk about Sideband today. We're going to talk about Canadian licensing today. We're going to talk about Hamshack Online today. There's a lot of subjects to this show, so a lot to do. But if you're new and would like to get your license, please contact someone like the American Radio Relay League. Let them know where you're located. Just hit the Contact Us bar. Tell them where you're at. They'll send you an email back with a local ham radio club to you, and then you contact the club. They're going to help you get licensed. www.arl.org. And by the way, we do have some very big and very important music here to play because we have another newly licensed person all the way in Australia. He's a brand new foundation licensee. Don, you may know him as Don's Locks. His new call sign, Victor Kilo 1, Delta Oscar November, brand new to ham radio. Don, you did it. Congratulations, mate. I'm so happy for you. I really am. That's great news. We get to celebrate all those things. Licensing up or getting your license, that's a big deal here. So we're grateful. I do also want to thank the Smokin' Ape, T.O., all the guys this morning, Chuck, everyone this morning that honored me by saying about Ham Radio Live, and you should watch the show. Now, I hope it doesn't cause brain damage, so please, we hope you enjoyed the show.
Allow me to introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
I am not the genius, but I do want to thank you. We get it. Okay, so I do want to thank them for what they did. Nice words this morning. Thanks on Coffee and Ham Radios. It's a real good weekend show, you guys. It's great. The timing's perfect. They can catch Europe. They can do, even Australia. It's real good. Coffee and Ham Radios on Saturdays and Sunday mornings. Great content. And today was very interesting. I realized they had a packed house. They give away stuff too, so that's kind of fun. You get something good. Today, by the way, is going to be Tell Me Something Good Sunday.
Tell me something good.
Why don't you tell me something good about radio that you've accomplished, and we'll make it all part of the show. First one into the show today is a good mate, and he's done it 4 times out of the last 5 shows. The Smokin' Ape was first. Welcome back, Bud Brent. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Gosh darn, you did it again. And he did it twice, because this is the third cut of the show. First cut, no one got in, thankfully. The second cut, he's the only one that got in, and he was the first guy the third time. It's amazing. Anton, welcome. Papa Charlie 4 Alpha Delta. Good to see you. And yeah, it wasn't easy today. That opening was a bit technical, but it was a high wire tightrope act, and it worked okay. Daniel, hello, my friend. New Hampshire, he's a brand new amateur extra, and we're grateful he did it. And we're going to talk about that today because there's something else that's happening that you may not know about, and that's the FCC licensing is now going to cost money here as of April 19th. We'll talk about that in a moment. I have some thoughts on it. I'll share it with you, and hopefully you don't find it to be too personal. I don't mean it to be. It's just kind of weird, that's all. Color Me OD, that's Harold up in Ontario. Hello, my friend. Happy Sunday to you, as well as Steve in the UK, Mike 7 India Whiskey Hotel. Hello to, scanning down a lot of folks here. Andy Cowley, my mate there, 2 Echo 0 Romeo Echo Echo. Chris is also here from the UK. Nice to see you, Chris. Thanks a lot for all your help. I appreciate it. Gary Strong from Las Vegas, Whiskey 9 Papa Yankee. My mate Charlie is here. Hi, Charlie. Good to see you. November Juliet 7 Victor. The song, it's by a group called The Firm, and it's called Star Trekkin'. That's it, Star Trekkin'. It was actually when Dr. Demento, if you remember Dr. Demento, he did those shows, and they were all novelty records, right? He would usually rank the top ones at the end of the year, and Star Trekkin' would always be in the top 5. So it was fun to play that this afternoon because Ray Novak mentioned that my voice sounds like Dr. Demento, and I don't think so, but it's okay, Ray. I take it as a compliment because he meant it as one. So Ray, and I come, thank you. Bass, hello, my friend. Great to see you from the Netherlands. It's great to be back. It really is. It's just the way life works, man. Sometimes things all happen at one time. And again, I'm very sorry. I'm a man of my word. I was raised that way. Do you keep your word if you give your word? And I'm sorry that I haven't been able to make the shows. It was just, I felt awful. I really did. When I cut the WRMI show, get this. Okay, let me put you here in the control room. Okay, so here's what happened, right? I go to cut the show. I'm running 101.1 degree fever. I've got the sweats. And believe it or not, I opened up WRMI show with this song.
Lord Almighty, I feel my
course I would, right? Because I'm running a fever. So I started thinking about how ironic is that to be able to play Burnin' Love when you're sicker than a dog trying to cut a shortwave show. I couldn't believe it, really. It's funny as heck. It's like, wow. How ironic, right? How ironic. Yeah. And let me check out final thoughts here. Scott, good to see you in Colorado at work. Just passing through. Give Larry a shout out. Thank you. Daryl, finally cut a live stream. Daryl, you're a licensee, mate. You did it. Also, there's big news, too. Let's play the music again. Why not? Daryl got his technician license. Yes, he did. He is now a ham radio licensee in the United States. Daryl, you're on the bands now. Now we'll move you to general. Congratulations on doing something huge and getting your ham license. Well done, mate. That's great stuff. We love that stuff. We really do. Daryl, thank you. It's good to see you today. Happy Sunday. Rod, did the 9700 come yet? Because you've got to be like a dog waiting for your master at the door, right? The tongue's hanging out. You're like waiting for the delivery guy. Hope you got it by now. David, Alpha Echo Zero Papa Hotel from Kansas City is here. Hello. Greg Bettendorf, Iowa is here, as well as Charlie in Arizona. Big crew today. Andy in the UK. Welcome, my friend. My brother Bob Cruz, WIFI. Don Bush in After New York. Antennas. He's true QRP and does very, very well in QRP. Look at this. We got T.O. here. T.O. is back. What a treat that is. Good to see you, Steve. Oh, good to have you back. Thank you for coming. Wow, what a treat. Seriously. And Don loves the Star Trek song. That's fun. That's a neat song. It's always like in there. It's always like it's top 5. Andy, welcome. Poland is here. Alpha Zero Whiskey X-Ray / Hotel 9. Welcome, Andy. That's an honor for me. Thank you for coming today. Thank you. And Rod, thank you very much. You're nice. Very nice. Looking better. Oh, thank you. I feel better. It's awful because you're like on the floor, right? Oh, and by the way, the refrigerator's also broken, so the ice bags don't get cold. And I've got to still go to the store and get 6 bags of ice per day, and I feel like crap. It was great. Boy, the fun of being sick and still having to take care of the family was brilliantly fun. Yeah. And I couldn't do any radio stuff. I felt bad about that. Jeff, welcome. Kilo Delta 9 Romeo Yankee Tango. It's great to have you. And let's see, Andy, back doing rescue medical response. Thank you for what you're doing. You're helping people, and there's nothing better in the world than doing that. Seriously. Steve with some big news. Managed work Australia on FT4 this morning on 20 meters confirmed. He got my Continents of the World Award on Q, R, and Z. Yes, well done, sir. Or as Coffee and Ham Radio calls it, the Z. It's a great name. It's a great name. The Z. It's true. Adam in Ocala, Florida, welcome. Nice to see that I'm vertical. Well, it's good. Been away a bit. Watch your stream there. Thank you. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for coming back. It's good to be back. It's just good to do the show. Rod Clare, something good. Got the new 9700 setup working. It's got local repeaters and the hotspot and D-Star. Got the 9700 and 3000, the same power supply. Just can't key down on both at the same time. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm glad you kind of got your radio. It's been a long time wait, hasn't it? And it's because they're just short on supply. It's not anybody's fault, just that things are hard to get right now. And thank you, Charlie. I hope I look okay. It's been interesting. Steve Nuka got me first SSB QSOs with USA, 1 on 20 and 1 on 15. See, you can do this with 10 watts. You can. Good work. Yep, you can. Dirk, welcome. He was on Coffee and Ham Radio this morning. Welcome, buddy. Whiskey 9 Romeo Delta Yankee. Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Woohoo! And Tio, thank you. I appreciate it. Look at Kevin's here too. Kilo 0, Kilo Lima Bravo. Man, I'm never going to get done with welcomes. Kilo Charlie 7, Zulu X-Ray Yankee. Hello, West Michigan. Hello to you. We're honored to have you here. Thanks for coming. I mean that. Thank you. Wow. All right, guys, we're going to talk here. If you guys would like to email the show and have a show suggestion, maybe you'd like a topic discussed, we're going to actually talk about 3 today. It's going to be a weird show. So we'll see how it goes. Email me at cqhamradiolive@gmail.com. All right, first of all, this is big news. The FCC fees are in place, and this is a lot of words, but here it is, all right? It's kind of at the bottom of the paragraph. What it says is the rate of $35 for example, if you license up, right? Or you go for a vanity call. It's going to be $35 starting April 19th, 2022. It also says it's going to be going through the CORS system for payment. So you're going to use the CORES system for payment. Now, what's interesting and what's been missing from all this, I don't know if you missed it, but there wasn't anything about reducing the cost of the GMRS license. And that's supposed to go down to $35 from $70. So it's interesting how the FCC is, bringing our cost up to $35 while GMRS people haven't got their discount yet. Just saying. Just seems kind of weird. In some good news, look at this. Friedrichshafen's back. That's great news. Wow. They're going to welcome some worldwide visitors. Friedrichshafen in Germany, June 24th to 26th in Friedrichshafen, subject to the final official approval by local authorities. Okay, appropriate hygiene and distancing measures will be in place for the safety of all visitors. And there's going to be some implications on the design of the stands, the opening ceremony, presentation rooms in the flea market area. It's one of the largest amateur radio conventions in the world, alongside Dayton Hamvention in the U.S. and the Japan Amateur Radio League Ham Fair. Ham Radio attracts exhibitors and visitors from more than 52 countries to Germany, including the ARRL. So looking forward to seeing you in June at Friedrichshafen as it opens up again. That's great news. Great news. Also, Hamvention 2022 announces some award winners. Special Achievement Award goes to Kerry Bank, November 6, India Zulu Whiskey of La Mesa, California. He received the Special Achievement Award. Bank, first licensed in 1961 and now retired, spent most of his career in the research and development of electronic systems as a microwave RF electrical engineer. So congratulations to Kerry for winning the Achievement Award. Technical Achievement Award goes to Adam Farson, Victor Alpha 7, Oscar Juliet, Slant, Alpha Bravo 4, Oscar Juliet of West Vancouver, British Columbia. He received the Technical Achievement Award for his dedicated professional work with RF and telecommunications engineering issues and innovation. He's been a ham since he was a teenager. The Amateur of the Year Award goes to Jim Simpson, Kilo Fox 8 Juliet of Xenia, Ohio. He was named the 2022 Amateur of the Year. He's worked 39 states, including Hawaii, while living at home with his family. His first tower was built back in 1966. The Club of the Year goes to the Highland Amateur Radio Association. Kilo 8 Hotel Oscar, an ARL special service club located in Hillsboro, Ohio. It's been named the 2022 Club of the Year. They were established back in 1977 and serve a small rural population in Highland County, Ohio. So congratulations to all those wonderful mates there. Also, in the radio side of Great Britain, don't forget, some stuff's coming up here in June for Her Majesty the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Okay, from special event stations to an innovation competition, a radio tournament, and an operating award, the Society hopes there's something for everyone. You can read the outline of each of the activities now, and further details are going to follow shortly. Take a look at the April edition of Radcom or the Society's website. Also, now in its 20th year, SOS Radio Week celebrates the work of volunteers of the Royal National Lifeboat Institution. Yeah. Okay. National Coast Watch Institution, and in 2022, the many independent lifeboat and rescue organizations around our coasts. SOS Radio Week 2022 starts at 0 UTC on May 1st and concludes at 2359 UTC on May 31st. To coincide with RNLI's own May Day fundraising function. Participants are encouraged to become an official registered station and make as many contacts as possible, mentioning the reason for the event during their contact. For further information, contact sosradioweek.org.uk, where you can also register to take part. Again, that's sosradioweek.org.uk, where you can take part in all the events. All right. I want to show something real quick, and I'll get to your comments, I promise. There's a lot of folks commenting here. I want to show something that was really special. It's a great email that I received from Nikolai in Romania. Yankee Oscar 8 November India Kilo. Here's just a few of his QSOs. And I want to share with you something that really is heartwarming. No one really knows this except for a few of us here. That would be Tom, Alpha Echo 9 Tango Papa, myself, and Nikolai. And it really all comes from the fact that Nikolai got something pretty special. What Nikolai did was he had a hard time getting on the air, right? Like we all talk about. We have our hams helping ham stuff, right? And Nikolai ended up getting a Yesu radio from Tom in Bahrain. But Tom also lives in Bulgaria. Tom gifted Nikolai not only the radio, but also an end-fed half-wave antenna. And look at the calls Nikolai's made. These are two guys at different parts of their lives. Tom is in the prime of his life for ham radio. Nikolai's just beginning. And look at the beginning Nikolai has got since he received that radio that was gifted to him by Tom. Fantastic work. Belgium, Italy, Greece, Australia, Asiatic Russia. Wow. Some great calls, Nikolai. Very, very proud of you, and keep up the great work in amateur radio. All right, let's take a look at your comments, and we're going to do our best to catch up with you guys, and hopefully we'll be able to get you guys caught up. Chris in the UK, I managed to blow the receive end front end of my 9700. Are you serious? No! Oh, that would suck. Oh, it's a lot of money. Dirk, welcome. It's nice to have you. Bob White 3B, learning my new Sun SDR2DX. I've come a long way since my Sky Buddy 2 and DX40 back in 1962. No kidding. Jeez. Yeah, back then, AM was still big, right? Sideband was a fight for sideband. The AM people, they just wanted to win. That was it. Andy knew something good. My battery charger wasn't faulty at all.
Tell me something good.
That's good work, Andy. Glad to hear that your battery charger wasn't messed up and it worked properly. That's good. That is something good. Thanks, Andy. All right. Dirk, Whiskey 9, Romeo Delta Yankee. That is a bummer, isn't it? My cousin Michelle is here. Hi, Shell. Good to see you. The DJ is my cousin. I'm super proud of him. Bless your heart. That's my cousin Michelle. We grew up together. We really did. We were two, she's the littlest one of the, there was like four of us, and we just got in all kinds of hijinks and stuff and things I really don't feel comfortable telling you on this channel, but it was fun, and we doggone had a great childhood, and she's amazing. Oh gosh, that girl's amazing. Her husband, whiz kid, real smart guy. Michelle, hi. Happy Sunday. It's nice to see you. Cliff Bolts, welcome for Virginia. Whiskey Delta 4, Oscar Bravo Papa. Good to have you as well. Steve in the UK, I had fun in the contest. Don't work a lot of sideband usually, but I really enjoyed it. Wow, 47 on 10 watts is impressive. It is, indeed. No question. All right. Let me quickly go. And Bass, yeah, see, the U.S. has been free all this time, and people have kind of kicked about the $35 fee. But what I found weird was that the general radio mobile service, GMRS, that they never lowered the price for that. You'd think maybe they'd give a little there and take a little here, but they didn't. They kept the GMRS license at $70, and now the ham license as of April 19th will be $35. So it is a bargain because it is more expensive in other countries, no question. All right, let me catch up with your comments, and then we'll move on with your with the stuff here. Randy Gideon, first timer. That's a welcome and applause, sir. California's the house. Kilo November 6, Bravo Zulu Golf. Thank you for coming. I mean that. Lots of respect to you. Thank you for being here, and I mean that. And Michelle, thank you very, very much. You made my day. You really did. I'll talk to you in a little bit, okay? Today's question is, tell me something good Sunday.
Tell me something good.
Tell me something good you've done in radio over the last week, and we'll talk about it on the show. Okay, now this is probably why the show is a little bit late. Okay, maybe it isn't, but I'm making excuses. Here's your A1A, the weather today, powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Here it is. Boy, look at those sunspots. They're out there on two rings. When we see the solar peak, there's going to be 3 or 4 levels of sunspots at the peak. It's going to be phenomenal, but now we see 2 rings, right? Backside of the sun, there are 3 sunspot regions still there, and those ones on the far left, that's the east limb of the sun, those are going towards the back, okay? Could give you a reference. Coronal hole map, 69 and 70 are on the front, but they're not causing problems. We do have a little issue to talk about, right? We had an M1.4 flare. We'll talk about that in a second. Currently, there are 3 sunspot regions visible on the front side of the sun. There is a CME coming, all right? This is from solarham.net. Solar activity reached moderate levels with an M1.5 solar flare detected at 0526 UTC on March 25th. It was right around AR 2974, which has been very active on the backside of the sun as well. A relatively faint coronal mass ejection is becoming visible in the latest coronagraph imagery. However, additional imagery is still required to determine if there is an Earth-directed component. Okay, this was back at 0940 UTC on the 25th. Now, fast forward to later on that day. Earth-directed CME. Now, this is supposed to hit late today, early tomorrow. All right. So UTC-wise, sometime around now and, the beginning of tomorrow, UTC. And we might be seeing G1 or higher level. Your K-index, here it is. See, it's coming. K4 right now, so noise floors are very active. The aurora is starting to pump up, so people like to work the aurora borealis. Here it is, aurora australis, there it is. And here is your 3-day geomagnetic forecast. Today, looks like we're going to be right around a K5. That's pretty noisy. Tomorrow's going to go a little quieter to a K3 or K4. And then on Tuesday, we've got great conditions for March 29th, a K2 or 3. So conditions will be getting quieter, all right? Current conditions out of Boulder, SFI 119, solar number is 48, A-index 7. That will rise tremendously today. K-index is 3, BZ latitude positive 1.4, and the solar wind's a little high at 507.3 kilometers per second. So not the greatest conditions, but you could still make calls today. MUFs around the world. Currently in the U.S., you can go up to about 12 megahertz down in the south, and we're starting to see, I'm seeing some 10 meters up here, so I believe we're right around 28, 29 megahertz here in the northwestern part of the United States. As we go down south to South America, we got 40 megahertz. In Europe, still 20 megahertz on the mainland, 21 there in Great Britain. The south tip of South Africa, falling asleep there at 15 megs. In Australia, if you're on the Gold Coast, 9 megahertz, around Perth, 12, and in the Far East, right now, Tokyo, about 11 megahertz. We have a shortwave forecast for today, powered by ICOM. ICOM for the love of ham radio. Expect some QSB today due to negative BZ, and that's really not the component that's the issue. The issue is the disruption of the HF conditions due to the coronal mass ejection that's passing Earth within the next 6 hours. Voice bands 20, 17, 15, and some 12 and 10 meter openings in the north. Equatorial and south latitudes, you'll get everything. 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. However, 11 meters for CB still open, but it'll be spotty today. Also, it will be open in the mid and south latitudes. Remember, when we have a CMB, it affects people in the north much more than it affects the southern hemisphere. We get hit pretty hard with it, so just be prepared. Nighttime handband openings, and this is subject to change with the CME. 160, 80, 75, 60, 40, 30. Best EX should be on 40. However, with the CME coming, 40 is going to be a nightmare. So will 80 and 75 and 160. So see if you can work your radios tonight to the best of your ability, but keep your radio, your headphones down so you don't ruin your hearing. Never worth that, okay? Make sure to work your maximum usable frequency at gray line. Shortwave bands daytime, 31, 25, 22, and 19, and nighttime shortwave, 120, 90, 75, 60, 49, 41, 31, 25, 22, and 100% chance of the 19-meter band in the north and southern hemispheres tonight for about an hour after sunset, and the signals will simply fade away. All right. That's a lot of weather, right? CME coming. And, I've been looking constantly at SolarHam just to see if maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Not yet. So we'll see if it does come. If somebody checks it and it's during the show, let me know. We'll make it part of the show. All right? Kind of tough. Yeah, CMEs are those things that really kind of mess us up. That's what they do. Paul Camish, welcome. Hi, everybody. Spoke to Brazil today from the UK on 10 watts. I'm blown away. You don't need high power, just a good antenna, and that is correct. Yes. Yep, absolutely. Great antenna and 10 watts. You can work a long ways with that. And again, south. And that's really the way the conditions are right now, south. So you should do good with that, Paul. Congratulations on a fantastic call. Daniel, New Hampshire, our new amateur extra, by the way, says, yeah, only 700 miles away for now, but I blame that on contest traffic more than anything. It also hears better on the higher bands. He's right. I wanted to say something about the contest traffic because it is crazy. It really is. Yeah. Ron, I didn't see that. I looked really carefully at that order by the FCC. Maybe you saw something I didn't, mate, because I looked. I did not see GMRS licenses to go down at all. It's not, at least it wasn't in that notice. So, yeah. Dirk, it's good to see a Whiskey 9 Romeo Delta Yankee finally hit mainland Europe in FT8 from Wisconsin, US of A. Well done, sir. That's good. That's good. Yep. Daniel, New Hampshire, also my old NFED round wave, NFED halfway, it's got to be, that I had still up, and I found it works surprisingly well on a CB, less than 1-to-1 SWR on channels. Now I can hear more weirdos. Oh gosh, don't, yeah. I did it with the DX Commander. I've got an 11 meter antenna with it. Works great. I mean, I like it. I can hear all the local traffic. Haven't really worked hard yet on CB. Yeah. Charlie, wait, GMRS license didn't go down to 35. Did you hear that right? It's not in that notice. And I looked hard through it, and I looked over and over again. The thing is like font 3. Seriously, you need a magnifying glass to read the stupid thing. But yeah, it just talks about, the wireless licenses are going to go up to 35, and then didn't mention GMRS. I didn't see it anywhere. So yeah, maybe there's another notice here, but it was not in that notice because I looked very, very carefully. Because I was thinking, okay, if they're going to go down, right, if they're going to bring our fees to 35, which by the way is a bargain because in some countries it's expensive. I don't know if you know that, but here, if they're going to bring a license up to 35, cool. The GMRS license for 2 years now, they've said they're going to bring down to 35, and they haven't done it yet. So yeah, interesting stuff. Has anyone worked on a GMRS? Curious. Yeah. I did a show on that for WRMI, and I did not, I haven't done it, but did a lot of research on it for sure. Ham radio in real life with Lil C and 8 JRT and KW3 RKYD. Like that. That's pretty sweet. Is we normally have a 7 p.m. 2 meter net at 7:45, 10 meter net, and an 8:30 DMR net. There you go. For folks that are in the area for there to hear that. Check it out, especially the DMR net. You can hear the DMR net wherever you are. David, well, we talked about in our VE meeting, it was supposed to go down 35 for 10 years. Yeah. See, and it's not in that notice. It's not in that notice because yours truly was looking for that. Andy, when are we going to do a live QSO night? It would be great to get you in the log. Here's the problem. Okay, take a look at this. Okay. You guys are in different frequencies than I am because I'm way on the left side of the coast of the U.S. I'm on the far left side. So we'll get there as soon as we have a little longer days and we'll give it a shot. So we'll make that happen. But right now is just not the time of year. So yeah. Thank you for the comment. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah. I'm sorry, Daniel, NFED random wire. Okay. I wound a 9-in-1 transformer and slapped a non-resident link to wire it with a 200. It works. Well, good. Hey, man, if it works for you, that's all that matters, right? Albert Klein, welcome. First timer and applause for you. Thank you, sir. Ireland here, 200 milliwatts on Whisper all over the globe, including Hawaii and USA, Mercado base here in Antarctica. In Ireland, our licenses are free. Well, hang in there, man. I hope they stay free. They were free for us for a long time. They really have been, but now they're not. So, yeah. What are you going to do? By the way, congratulations on some amazing work there. You've made some good calls. Well done, Albert. Thank you. And thanks for coming. Yep. Okay, let me just check. Everybody's good. Nico Bogdan, welcome back from Romania. It's good to see you. 73 to you, and thank you for coming to the show today. All right, let's hurry and zoom in because we need to welcome people. Josh Hashnaz, that's our man from Ham Radio Crash Course, comes in on April 16th to talk all things ham radio. It's going to be cool. Please join us at 20 UTC. He's going to take your questions about all things ham radio, plus his amazing YouTube channel with over 240,000 subscribers on it. That's true. So we'll be talking to you about radio on the 16th, 20 UTC. Please join us. Then coming up on the 23rd of April, meet Brent, Whiskey 7 Back Roads, April 23rd at 20 UTC. Going to talk about the Earth Cruiser on the right, portable operating, and a whole bunch more. Then we get a real treat on April 30th. Chris from the UK is going to join us. He's going to talk about handhelds. We've never done a show on handhelds. I can't believe it. Chris is an expert at them. 2 Echo Zero, Union Kilo Hotel. We're going to talk handhelds with him on April 30th, 20 UTC. Please join us for that. It'll be fun. Today's Sunday. That means today, just because we'll do it, have some fun. Could be Tell Me Something Good Sunday.
Tell me something good.
Tell me something good you've done in radio, and we'll make it part of today's show. And we got a lot to cover still. So much to do. And so little time to talk about it. So before we go any further, because we've already got, I think we're halfway through, we'll check with the critics. They're still here. They stayed through the entire sick period, but they wanted the refrigerator to work better. The Angry Hams up in the crow's nest, see how the show is doing so far.
This show constitutes cruelty to animals?
Not unless they're watching it. What was that?
Your trivia question today. In what year was it first possible for an extra class licensee to request a 1x2 call sign of his own choice. Okay, so this is when vanity calls came to be in 1x2s, right? For example, for people that may not understand ham radio, mine is a 1x2, kilo, and then the number, which is the district, 7, and then Hotel November, 1x2. If it was Kilo November 7 Hotel, for example, it would be a 2x1. Okay, it's all where the number goes, so 1x2. When was that first possible? Was it A, 1958, B, 1962, C, 1972, or D, 1977? First time you get a 2x1 call for a U.S. call in the United States. All right? And so far, by the way, it is a great game this month. It's really good. When I checked the score, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. U.S. is up 45-40 against the world, and I think the world today probably takes the lead. I just have a feeling today that world's going to do it. First one, Andy Cowley with C, 1972. And no, let's take a look at the other ones. And there's got Color Me OD. See, I've had this in the system for 5 days, so I didn't remember it was 77. Steve had C, Daniel was C, Dave was C, Dirk was C. Welcome, Adesh. That means Trinidad is here. Welcome, my friend. It's nice to have you back, Adesh. Cliff Bolts had D. And so Cliff, for the United States, that means North America got it. Well done, Cliff. There you go. D. 1977. That's correct. Bass in Holland had B. Mike Oswald, check it in. Kirkland, Washington, home of ICOM North America. Welcome, buddy. Good to have you. Alpha 7, Mike Oster. Yeah, this is the first time that it was possible for extra class licensees to request a 1x2 call sign of their own choice. But here's what happened. There was a big issue at the FCC offices because there was a person that worked there who was like favoring some people to get like certain 1x2s and not other people. Needless to say, that person was taking money for doing it, and he got in trouble, and no longer is that person working for the FCC, if you know what I mean. He was fired immediately for doing it. But yeah, that was how the 1x2 started. A little story behind it right afterwards. Second question of 2 today. Is it true that the FCC can obtain radio fixes on the exact geographical location of illegal and clandestine radio stations? Is it true they can obtain radio fixes on the exact geographic location of illegal and clandestine radio stations? A, true. B, false. C, true only for FM. Or D, false for all but AM signals. All right. A, B, C, or D. Currently, North America is up. It is 50-40. Good luck. That's the point in the show where Larry gets a gigantic drink of water. It's true. It's true. Andy Bronson, Mike 7, X-Ray Tango Tango for the world. He stepped up. He answered A, true. And Andy, you did it. The world has tied the game today. How about that? We got a tie game 50-50. Yep, it is true. It's the same as doing it with any other signal. You triangulate the signal, find out its location. It's been done for years. So that's something. In fact, that's why we have fox hunts and all that stuff when people are trying to, triangulate signals to find the transmitter, find the illegal transmitter. So that I think it'd be fun to do. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying it. It'd be fun to try and play that game. But yeah, it is true that they can find the location of it. So Andy, congratulations in the UK. Mike 7, X-Ray Tango Tango for getting that one correct today. Well done, mate. Yep. Also, by the way, getting that one and just missing it, by the way, was David in Kansas City. He had A. Andy Kelly, I didn't fool any of you. Adam also had A. Dan was C. Kirby, welcome back. He had A. Dirk with A. My friend Adesh in Trinidad had A. Charlie, my mate in Arizona, where it's nice and warm and toasty. He had A. By the way, Charlie, I want to come there and visit because I want to go to spring training again really bad. Andy knew. Mike 7, Charlie knew November with A. Mike Oswald with A. Paul Camish with B. Daryl says, wait, what? Larry, not yet. Shooting for mid-April. That was your other brother, Daryl. Oh, I got you. Thanks for clarifying. Okay. That's funny. Yeah, it's a good time to get your license upgraded. Absolutely, before they charge. Yeah. Albert Klein also had A. Charlie, I think Adesh got the correct answer on first. No, actually, on my end, it's different. It's just because of the lag. That's all. Yeah, the weird part about like live YouTube, and it happens a lot, is like you guys will see on your end a certain order of people getting, right? That's what will happen. On my end, it comes in differently, and I think it has to do with lag, and that's the only reason why. But a Dash, well done. Tell you what, we'll give the world another 5 points for a Dash, because he's from Trinidad. That's a long ways from Oregon. All right, 55-50. Well done. Happy Sunday, you guys. I have missed you so doggone much. World should be up by 2. No, we're up by 5 now. Yep, they're up by 5. All right. Let's talk about this. It came up in the last show, and it's been a long time that I've had to think. Really, when you're sick all day, you do research or whatever, right? So I did a lot of sleeping, and I did a little bit of research. The question came up about Canadian license structure, and we've never talked about it before. The question was, is it similar to the UK? All right. Well, it's really not. There is the basic license. Okay. If you get the basic license and you don't get 80%, okay, you have to pass it with 70. Okay. But if you get 70% and you cannot do Morse code, you can get all frequencies above 30 megahertz. So that means like 6, 2, 70 centimeters and so on. Okay. So really no HF privileges. Now, if you get the basic license and you can do either 5 words per minute of code, or you pass the license exam at 80% or higher, you get the Canadian basic license with honors. Okay. That means you get all the HF bands at up to 250 watts of power. So that's the Canadian license structure for the first one. This is basic. So if you don't pass the code and you don't get 80%, you simply get all frequencies above 30 megahertz. You can retake the test and try and get more later. If you pass it at 80%, or you can do 5 word per minute code, you get all the HF bands at up to 250 watts of power. All right. Now, here's where it gets really kind of confusing. All right. If you want to get the Canadian advanced class, okay, the advanced license is for people who really would like to understand electrical theory. Okay, these are the guys that build their own transmitters, like to take. These are what we call electrical engineers, or radio or TV station engineers. They're people who could build their own stuff. They want you to learn how electrical theory is, how radio theory is. There's a lot of electrical questions on this exam, a lot. And so the advanced license gives the licensee all VHF, UHF, and HF amateur privileges. Power limits are up to 2,250 watts PEP for SSB transmit power, and up to 750 watts of carrier power that produce any other type of emission. So if you're running AM or FM, you can run 750 watts. That's the way it works. So, FTA, don't do that. Any holder of a Canadian amateur radio license must notify, and this is interesting, they must notify the Canadian Radio and Television Commission within 30 days of moving to a new address. That's very different than both in the U.S. and England. Because if you're in the U.S. or in the U.K., you've got to notify the FCC here in the U.S. or Ofcom in the U.K. immediately. You don't have 30 days. But in Canada, they give you a 30-day grace period if you move your license address. So a little bit about Canadian licensing and how it works, and I hope you enjoyed the small segment. Yeah. And I looked at the test. It's hard. When you go to the advanced, it really gets tough. I mean, if you know electrical stuff, simple. Engineer people, you'd fly through it. But if you're the average person, not so much. But believe me, if you're a Canadian basic person that gets it with honors, like John Hummel Newell did, Victor Alpha 5, Juliet Hotel November, man, 250 watts, you can work the world on that with a great antenna. So, if you want to go up to the advanced license, keep studying. Don't stop studying. Please don't. And it doesn't mean you have to build your own stuff. It just means you have to know the questions and answer them right. That's all it really means. But once you get your radio and you buy a commercially made product, yep, you can go up to 2,500 watts of power and use it. So, Canadians, 2 license classes. Here in the U.S., of course, we have 3 tech gen and, technical, it'd be technician general. I don't want to say tech gen. So technician general and amateur extra, as well as advanced, are still out there. Plus we have some novice licensees still. In the UK, it would be your foundation, your intermediate, and your full licensees. So that's how Canada works. Different, right? But fun. They get a lot more power than we do. A dash. Oh, yes, true. That's interesting. There you go. And you know what? I missed you guys a lot. I really did. This was hard for me. And again, please forgive me. I give my word. I give my word. I follow through. I did that so many times last week. I was so angry with myself for saying I would come into the show, and then I couldn't physically do it because I was sick. I'm sorry. I really am. Mass, in the Netherlands and Germany, you have a novice license and a full license, but the power and band you are allowed to use is different in every country. It's crazy. Yeah, and that's something else too. Something to think about for people that may want to license up. We'll talk about it in just a moment. In fact, let me show you the slide now. Wait, I'm going to stop. Hold on. Because I want to do this. Because he's here. That's why. Today we're going to honor Charlie, November Juliet 7 Victor. Yes, we are. We're going to honor Charlie today. Charlie's call sign, November Juliet 7 Victor. He is Charlie D. Brown of Mesa, Arizona. Charlie's done some amazing stuff, including some YouTube stuff. Look at this. He's got his own YouTube page. It's called Red Summit RF. It's some of the best stuff you'll ever see on YouTube because Charlie takes you along on a journey on every one of his videos. They are so well edited and done. They tell a story. He weaves a story from beginning to end that holds you through the entire video. I can't encourage you more to go to a YouTube channel other than these two, Coffee and Ham Radio and Red Summit RF. Charlie's is Red Summit RF. He's phenomenal at what he does. Here's his QSL card. Is that beautiful or what? The Arizona flag blending into the beautiful Grand Canyon. Charlie, that is beautiful. And what I love about Charlie is Charlie's not a guy who wants kudos or who needs a pat on the back. He's a humble guy. He doesn't care about subscriber count. He doesn't get wrapped up in all that garbage. He just tries to do the best he can, and he hopes to help people. He has a caring heart that wants to help others. Charlie, November Juliet 7 Victor, it's an honor to honor you today on Ham Radio Live. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for all you do. Seriously, you make our hobby better and understandable. Thank you, Charlie, very, very much. We got Eastern Tennessee. That's Jeff, November 4, Papa Oscar Delta. Welcome, sir. Howdy, y'all. That's how they talk there. They go, howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Larry. Trying to sneak show in. Let me start over. Trying to sneak a show in me. I see you are still 5'9" in Eastern Tennessee. Tell you it's my best radio right here. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. Yeah. Rod Clare, oh my, they must have some hefty wires in Canada, eh? Not really. No. You could use, seriously, the same stuff. It's just, man, like, the AL1500 amplifier, perfect for Canada. You can go 2500 with that, no problem. Will Myers, the state of Wisconsin, Kilo Alpha Golf and Mike, one of my dear friends. Hello, William. Welcome back. It's nice to see you. Believe me, I don't worry about you being late. This is the first show I've done like a regular ham radio live show in an entire week. No kidding. Sean, 2 Echo 0, X-Ray Bravo Tango. Hi, Larry. Hi, guys. Just getting over COVID here. Oh, my. I hope all you guys are okay. Sean, I am so sorry to hear that. We are all grateful that you're okay. Seriously. And a lot of people don't know this. It's true. A lot of people in the radio side of Great Britain, the people that work at Bletchley Park, came down with COVID. They had to close it for an entire week. That was last week. They hope to open it up tomorrow. It's still not sure if they could do it because so many of their volunteers came down with COVID. So, Sean, my gosh, it's a terrible, terrible thing, and we're so glad that you're better. Thanks for coming back and telling us, Sean. Thank you. That's a serious thing, guys. That's a serious thing. Jeff in Tennessee. Larry, don't you dare feel bad about being unable to make a show while you're recovering from your surgery. We want a happy and healthy Larry. Bless you.
Tell me something good.
That's very nice. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. I tell them, look, guys, seriously, before we go to the next segment, it just frustrated me because every day I would say, today's the day. Like Wednesday, right? Today's the day. And then it wasn't. Thursday's, yes, today's the day. And I got up here, started sweating again, and no, not doing it. I get to Friday, right? And Friday, I started to feel better. I really did. And so I got in here, no kidding. I started putting everything in the computer. It's no lie. I'm putting everything in the doggone computer. And I start sweating again and feeling absolutely like crap. Oh, man. It was awful. It was awful. So, yeah, not only was the WRMI show like that, but I didn't want the Friday show to be that way either. Andy, got to go. Time to shut down the SAT terminal, hearing the bombs over in Ukraine now. Oh, man. Hey, Andy, seriously, face to face, all right? Thank you for what you're doing. You're doing a good thing, all right? You help as many people as you can, but in the meantime, Andy, stay safe, okay? We're behind you. We appreciate what you're doing. Thank you for helping humanity in the way you are in Ukraine. Thank you. Seriously, thank you, Andy. Get some rest. Man, what a place to be in. Could you imagine? That's a brave dude right there. That's a very brave dude. All right. Another thing that came up at the last show that Larry didn't know about was Hamshack Hotline. Here it is. Okay. So Hamshack Hotline, what Hamshack Hotline is it's basically a voice over internet protocol. But you use a big office phone with the VoIP screen on it. That's what you need. So something like this. This is the Cisco 525G. Okay, Cisco 525 Golf. And what you do is you have to register your name. You have to make sure that they make sure you're a ham. It's all volunteer run. It's really cool. And it's literally voice over internet protocol with a screen like that. Okay, and then you can push the buttons right there. This is, by the way, a close-up of the 525G. So if you're on Hamshack Hotline, you simply control the buttons you see on the bottom of the screen, hold, end call, conference, or transfer, right? And there's those black buttons below. Those control the screen. Then you see how it says line 1 connected to Lindsay, Mike 6, Lima, Charlie, Kilo. And you talk as long as you want to. It's kind of like Wires X and DMR. It's very similar to doing that. It's just like there's rooms and you contact people in the rooms. You can talk to them, right? So if you want to go out and do that, that's Hamshack Hotline. You literally just get a phone like this, and they're about $99 on eBay. I've seen them as low as I think 80. So that's it. But you have to have a telephone like that to make it work. It doesn't work on your cell phone. It's something that works on a VoIP phone like that. So some choices. If you're in that position where maybe you're thinking, okay, well, maybe I don't want a desk phone. I'd like to do something else. Here are some choices for you. Here's the ICOM ID51, not the 52, the 51. It's the prior model. It's $400 plus tax. Or here's another one. This is what Chris sent me. Okay, this is I think it's called Retivus. Okay, the Retivus RT23 two-way radio. This is a 2 and 70 SEM radio. It's really a good little radio. $69.99 before tax and shipping. And this is something that Chris said he used and he loved. So for $75, $80, you can buy one of these, or for about $60 or $70, you could buy one of these. And, I honestly think it's up to you. I don't think there's really a yes or a no to this. It's what you want, right? Some people might find that to be very cool, to be able to pick up a phone and call somebody in another place just over voice over internet protocol. So it's kind of like ham radio, but not like ham radio. Well, if you get a handheld, that's really ham radio. But if you get through a repeater, right, that's on Wires X or D-Star, now it's voice over internet protocol, and you're doing the same thing that Hamshack Hotline does. So there's different ways to fry an egg, right? You can do it over the phone or do it over your radio and have some fun. But there's two ways you can enjoy ham radio, and I hope you enjoy a little bit about what Hamshack Hotline was, because it was asked in the last show, and I want to make sure we covered it for you, and I thank you for watching. Thank you sincerely, okay? All right. Got one more segment. We're not done yet. We're not quite done. Okay. Daniel, I'm on Hamshack Hotline, bought a phone for like $15. Did you really? That's phenomenal. It really is. Because I went through, but I was looking for a specific phone. I was looking for the Cisco 525. But yeah, you could probably buy a different one that would work great. You just need a screen. So that's good. He got it for $15, by the way, and he's on Hamshack Hotline. There you go. Yeah. There's no wrong answer to it. It just depends on what you like. So Daniel likes it. He likes it a lot. Rod Clare, he loves this mesh network. This is like his baby. The Willamette Valley Mesh Network as phone system. I have a VoIP phone here in the shack. That's good. There's another guy that likes voice over internet protocol. Very good. That's cool. See, there's so many ways you can enjoy ham radio, isn't it? It's kind of neat. Color Melody, that's Harold in Ontario, Canada. Something good. John Canuck, WJG, Victor Alpha 3, Whiskey Juliet X-Ray, has ordered, but not yet received, his radio. A local ham purchased a Yaesu FTDX 10, but had yet to plug it in. He insisted John borrow it. Brand new.
Tell me something good.
That's coming to the show. Right there. John, congrats. Seriously, that is some cool stuff. And that's the heart of ham radio. It is. But when I tell you guys stuff, like, Hamshack Hotline, right? It's another way you can play ham radio, right? Or maybe you want to do a handheld instead. Get on the radio that way if you're looking for help or you want to, reach out to people. There's lots of ways we do it in radio. But there's no wrong way to do it in radio. It's what you like to do. That's what makes this hobby the coolest hobby on the world, the entire earth. I love ham radio, and I love the fact that we have so many people who enjoy it in so many different ways. I mean that, all right? Ham radio in real life. Earlier net time comment was context for something good. Our club is moving from emergency check-in style nets to an Elmering rag chew by having separate operators for nets. Old way was one operator for all. Well done, sir.
Tell me something good.
That's good. That's good. So he's going to do a rag chew net like Elmer's helping other people. That's fantastic. You get two of those.
Tell me something good.
That's great stuff. Thank you. Corey, how do you unlock the keypad on that model? I somehow locked it. I don't know. Check with Cisco. If it's the same phone, check with Cisco. And they'll be able to help you with that. Because, I don't know. Jeff, out of Eastern Tennessee, I have a buddy, another YouTuber, but non-ham, that's in Ukraine. I pray for his safety every day. His wife and kids have evacuated out of Ukraine. They're in Germany now, he thinks, but still a lot of fighting. Oh, gosh, it's just terrible. It really is. Kevin, he's telling Andy Bronson, good luck on the trampoline test tomorrow.
Tell me something good.
So Andy's going to stick a wire on a trampoline and try and make an antenna out of it. That's great. Let's know how it goes, Andy. That's brilliant. Wendy's back. Hi, Wendy. Wendy's from Florida. Good to see you. Whiskey for Lima Sierra. Wendy, thank you. It's great to have you. I mean that. Daniel said, I got the crap model. Linksys SPA 942. Well done. That's funny. That's funny. Chris, UK, you could buy a black and white screen Hamshack Hotline phone for about $15. Well, okay. I'm just saying that, the Cisco phone that, the dude was using on the YouTube video that I saw is like a Cisco phone, nice and colored, everything looked great, but whatever. It's like, if you want to spend the money to do it and be on the phone, be on the bat phone, then you should do that and have a doggone good time. I mean.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, man. By the way, we got a new extra here. Jason Heff. It's back up working yesterday. By the way, he is a brand new amateur extra. Well done, Jason. Congratulations. Yeah, that's good. Yep, that's good. He just got his amateur extra ticket. That's the coolest thing in the world. And he got it before the prices went up, too. All right, final thing we're talking about sideband. And this is for new hams. So I'm going to bore like probably 500 of you. I don't mean to, but this is really important, okay? For people that don't understand radio, this is a key element of what you need to know about amateur radio, okay? We communicate with two sidebands for the most part, okay? What you're looking at here is a carrier in the center, which would be AM. That would tell you it's AM, has a lower sideband and an upper sideband. All right, so if you eliminate the carrier and take away one of the sidebands, you only have one of them left, right? That's how we communicate. It's a real simple way for us to be able to communicate. It's a more efficient use of the power that we use, and we're only transmitting 3 kilohertz wide versus 6 or more here. Okay, so where would we use lower and upper sideband? Okay, if you look at a band plan, and this is here in the U.S., this is the U.S. amateur band plan. It could be different in your country, but the sideband portion will be exactly the same. It will be, because the IARU has agreed it will be in all three zones. All right. Anything under 10 megahertz, that means 30 meters is the dividing line. Okay, so 10 megahertz and higher is upper sideband. Easiest way to remember this. 10 or higher is upper sideband. You'll use upper sideband on those frequencies. Don't go to lower sideband on 20 meters, 17, 15, 12, or 10. Use upper sideband. Use upper sideband on 30 meters, okay? If you're below 30 meters, you're going to use lower sideband. So below 10, lower sideband. But there's one exception. It's 60 meters. If you take a look at 60 meters, it'll tell you it's upper sideband. 5 unique channels, but it will be upper sideband. That's the only exception to the whole rule here. It's 160, 80, 40. Those are all lower sideband, but 60 is upper. And the reason why is years ago, the military started using it. So there's military traffic on it. Then there was pedestrian traffic on it. Then there was maritime mobile on it as well. And those were all upper sideband. So when 60 was opened up for U.S. amateurs, it had to be upper sideband. But what's interesting, if you look at this band plan, it doesn't show you that you're supposed to use a lower sideband here. It doesn't. It doesn't tell you we're supposed to use upper sideband. And that's why I'm doing this segment, because it's important to understand anything above 10 is upper side. And there's no more, question about that. When you get to 2 meters and all that, that's FM. It's different, but we're talking HF. So anything above 10 megahertz is upper sideband, no exceptions. So 10 to 30 megahertz. Okay. So you go down 10 megahertz down is lower sideband. Easy way to remember it, right? And if you get to 60 meters, that's the exception because it's upper sideband because you are a super genius.
Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Wile E. Coyote. Genius.
And you'll pass the test. That's a big part of the test. It is. Knowing sideband and how it works and everything. Yeah, it's important. Okay. Catch up with your final comments. How long have we been here? Man, 101.47. Okay. Let me catch up here. Rod Clare, what should I do next on 97? He's like a dog on a rabbit boat right there, ain't he? What should I do next? That's 700. What do I do? What do I do next? What do I do next? FT8 D-Star Terminal ready or what? Just have fun, man. You got a great radio. Have a lot of fun. Yeah. Dirk has some stuff for him here. He says, I set mine up for FT8 this morning. Only one station heard me, but it was neat. That's great. Ham radio is the coolest doggone hobby in the world. Seriously, this is so much fun to be able to spend time with you guys today. Thank you very, very much. Let's see. I'm going to say the word wrong. The guy's name wrong. I'm sorry. Belongs me. I hope that's it. Hey, Larry, listening to your show, playing in the house on Michelle's phone, and I had no idea who was talking. Very impressive show. I'm not on ham radio anymore, but I can talk ADSB and 5G. That's awesome. I know who that is. Well done. Thank you. It's good to see you guys. Wow. Rod Clare's HF rig is an FTDX 3000. Beautiful radio. Works well. Very well. That's a fun radio. Yeah, great radio. Jeff, November 4, Pop Oscar Delta. I wish they'd ditch the channels and go for normal band on 60. That would be nice. The problem really is a lot of shortwave is in there too. It really is. There's so many shortwave stations that are kind of intermingled there. So when we got 60, it was really a gift. It really was. Lee Rosselli, back in the late 60s when hams were transitioning from AM, very briefly, there was a double sideband. Fortunately, didn't have much interest, and manufacturers made single sideband equipment. Thank goodness. Absolutely. Oh man, could you imagine if you're just sideband, no carrier? Man, what's the problem here? Yeah. All right, folks, we're going to close. I don't see, let me check. No, 10 meters is still flying here. Listen to this. This is great. Let me get you a picture of it. I'll get you a quick camera shot of this. That is not it, but here it is. So here's 10, and 10 is really hot right now, so we don't have any CME issues here. Let's check 40. Because this is where it really will impact. You get a lot of noise here tonight. So yeah, we're still good. We're still really good. So no CME yet, but do keep in mind there is a coronal mass ejection in the forecast, and it looks like it will be coming before the end of this day. So maybe by the end of this day or early tomorrow, coronal mass ejection could have some HF propagation issues, also high noise floor. So please keep your headphones down. It's not worth risking your hearing, okay? My name's Larry. My call sign at Ham Radio is Kilo 7 Hotel November. Doggone, I have missed you guys so much. It's hard to say. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making my day special. Until we meet again, God bless you. Thanks for watching Ham Radio Live. Enjoy the radio side off. Until we meet again. See you later, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Station WJSV, in cooperation with the United States Weather Bureau, will now give you the latest forecasts and weather information issued by that office. The forecasts cover a period of 36 hours beginning at 7:30 tomorrow morning. For the District of Columbia, fair, slowly rising temperature in afternoon Friday. Saturday, fair and slightly warmer, gentle northeast winds Friday. Maryland, generally fair with slowly rising temperature in the interior Friday. Saturday, fair with rising temperature. Virginia, fair Friday and Saturday, slowly rising temperature in the interior of north portion Friday, somewhat warmer Saturday. This is station WJSV, owned and operated by the Columbia Broadcasting System, with studios located in the Earl Building at 13th and E Streets Northwest in the city of Washington, and transmitting facilities on the Mount Vernon Memorial Boulevard in Alexandria, Virginia, on property leased from the Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac Railway Company. Station WJSV operates on a frequency of 1460 kilocycles by authority of the Federal Communications Commission. Our next program will come to you at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. The National Anthem.